Welcome, this is Amanano Live. We are here to update you and give you the latest information. On 3rd September 2024, residents of Kasese witnessed the launch of Kasese High Court Circuit, and this was done by the principal judge Flavian Zeija at the Chief Magistrate's Court premises in Rukoki Ward in Kasese municipality. District authorities led by Muhindi Eliphaz Bukombi praised the Chief Magistrate Ojok Betty for her tremendous work in the fight against corruption in court and also fight impersonation of court staff around court premises. They also asked David Makumbi, who is now the Kasese High Court judge, to do the same in the fight against corruption. The presence of the High Court in Kasese will help in solving case backlog in courts, time management, and easy accessibility to court services, because as we already know that before this court, people could travel long distance to High Court in Fort Portal, where they could use a lot of money in traveling to and from, and also it could take a lot of time for them really to access court services, something that would hinder justice. Let's take a look of what happened there at the Magistrate's Court premises in Rukoki Ward.
Okwa mukuru w'ekitongole ky'abalamuzi omwa Uganda yosi.
The other judicial officers will be introduced by their heads, and at this moment, the Resident District Commissioner Kasese, you're most welcome. Can you stand up for recognition?
Kasese yoyo mamabe musamalera.
We equally have amidst us the chairman,
Muhindi Eliphaz na yoyo mamabe musamalera.
This guest list is not helping me much to identify
LG.
Was my list identifies you in general terms.
District local government.
Welcome.
The one in the nectar is the Chief Administrative Officer.
Chief Administrative Officer. That's very good. Thank you very much. We have
from a district local government in Kasese and Baba Samale.
They are the same people. Okay, and councillors, we know there should be councillors even out there. Please, we welcome you. Thank you very much. We stand up for recognition.
Kasese municipality.
We're here. Thank you very much.
I've never ever seen one chairpersons.
Thank you very much. We have members of civil society. Our prayer. I'm informed we have the arrival of the MP Songora North. Please, you're most welcome.
Honorable Sowedi Chitanyo MP Songora North.
Thank you for blessing. All politicians present, other than the member of parliament mentioned who has already been recognized. Please, if you're a politician in your respective capacity, please stand up. We recognize you. Thank you very much for those details which I have not been provided. And my Lord, with those recognitions,
the Nanga of the judiciary, my Lord, the Honorable the Principal Judge, and all protocol observed, I welcome you to Kasese and congratulate you and the entire judiciary upon ekyendero ekinene kyamunawire kyatwabiri hikaku ende asinja iliko kwa chiru cha munabwire echeri chungure High Court eye Kasese. My name is Alan Musasire. I am an advocate working with Katembeko and Company Advocates in Imbara, but today I am here in my capacity as Governing Council and here to represent the President of the Uganda Law Society, Mr. Bernard Luwundo. Eri nalewa ni Alan akakolera mu ofisi ya baloya ile Mbarara aliweka ndi ukimanire baloyi itwabo si abo the entire judiciary team from Fort Portal for having successfully given birth to a new circuit and set it running and rolling. Congratulations. Ndekiro cha munabwire necho butseme okwabatunganira emisangu nitutwa abantu twabosi itwa tukarondo obulingirirani ahabalebere twabiriko kwa chindo chikuru kyerangire High Court yamachungurwa hano kandi akasima abembembeti aba High Court yetoro ahabalangire munabwire bamabuto mwana nde twasinja nyamuhangeri tuhicha okwa chiro cha munabwire. My Lord, in addition to the 13 licensed law firms in Fort Portal, Kasese are 8 licensed law firms. I am informed that the number is growing to about 12, those who have applied this year, and my Lord, this translates to about 6 within the region. That is about a minimum of 3 lawyers or advocates per law firm. As we speak today, my Lord, the judiciary should not be worried that there are no lawyers in Kasese going to appear before the judges. My Lord Justice Makumbi, please be comfortable that you have qualified advocates that have been licensed to practice in your circuit. And with this, I'll request the lawyers present, the advocates present, please come and stand with me, because today is a day when we account to these people. I want them to know before they raise the concern that you are the right people they are talking about. Because shortly they are going to begin raising concerns about advocates. So kindly come, if you are an advocate, in your photo and come and stand with colleagues here, my Lord, they told me today the challenge they appear to be having is that they have matters cause listed before the chief magistrate, before a grade 1, before a registrar, and in the higher days when they practice alone law, because the numbers have now grown and it is high time that they recruited and mentored many more young advocates. I have also, wherever we have been, my Lord, I attended the Family Law Summit, and here we have embraced the trends that the judiciary is bringing along. I am again calling upon colleagues and the general public to embrace the new trends of judiciary aimed at reducing case backlog but also serving the judiciary better. Colleagues, let us embrace mediation. For those of us who are accredited mediators, let us not stick to litigation because it is not making economic sense to our clients. I have learned that a good lawyer today is a lawyer who saves his client money or helps his client to make more money. So unless we mediate some of these cases that are not worthy going to court, we shall not be helping out. You need a doctor when you get sick, or even before you get sick, you need a lawyer. Anytime you have any challenge with the law, or even when you think of doing something legal, as long as whatever you are doing is controlled under the law, that is when you need a lawyer. Do not wait to get a lawyer when things have gone astray. And when I talk about getting a lawyer, kindly look for a licensed and qualified lawyer. Do not see anybody in a suit. That is why I've called them here, such that you can see them, that these are the lawyers. The MC was here before, told us that there are so many people masquerading as lawyers and judicial officers around court. For us in Kasese and Fort Portal, these are the lawyers that we have, and if you have been dealing with any other person who we do not know or who is not here, you will forgive us. As the Uganda Law Society, we may not be responsible for such person. But more important, we can do pro bono services, we can offer our legal services for free if approached, and we come to an agreement. But also, in addition to our pro bono services, we have lawyers who are employed to offer free legal services. And my Lord, allow me request my colleagues briefly just to introduce themselves to the public. They tell us their name and law firm. With this, I'll also request any other legal service providers, please, if you're around, and your advocates, come and introduce yourselves to the public. Thank you very much.
Ndi abantu babulichiro mukamenya muti abaloya bakakolesa sente nene alo amabe utawete ukabayikako eba iwakanya nabo ebakuwa teacher nobutukubu nakaba kangana ebende betongole ebikawatikira abantu babule nalamabwende abali embereshe nyo ababa bayikanga naye mundu abweri nalewe ne office yakakoleramu law firm yakakoleramu.
My Lord, Moses Kula Lubangula from Lubangula and Company Advocates. Thank you.
Oyo ya mama biliwa elinalewe Moses Lubangula.
My Lord, Bira Cinderella Maureen, Legal Officer Justice Centers Uganda Kasese.
Abane be Justice Centers bakaherera obo teacher obwabosa.
My Lord, I'm Kanyonyi Luke. I'm the managing partner, Kanyonyi and Company Advocates.
My Lord, I'm Baluk Geoffrey Lubangula. I'm an advocate. I work with Virgin and Company Advocates.
My Lord, Sarah Rachel is my name. I work with Justice Centers Uganda as a legal aid service provider.
Oyo nayo akakolera mu kitongole kikaherera obuwaticho bwa bole obwabusa bane hano kwa koti kwa.
My Lord, my name is Sharon Amono. I work with the Uganda Christian Lawyers Fraternity in Kasese.
Oyo nayo nuwa abaloya aba dini abakaheribwa.
Let me adopt the protocol as already laid down. Good afternoon. My name is Ojok Betty. I'm the Chief Magistrate of Kasese, Chief Magistrate Court. I am also the landlady of Kasese, Chief Magistrate Court.
Oyo yomuramuzi oyurwe hano tutale twatunga eridari lya tukatunga munabiri kandi amatukangani ndi yamunye kitaka kyeno ekyetu imene ko kyeno.
It gives me great honor to welcome you all to Kasese Chief Magistrate Court. My Lord, the Chief Magistrate Court and the Chief Magisterial Area is a very busy magisterial area. We have 6 operational magistrate grade 1 within Kasese Chief Magisterial Area. And these are the judicial officers. I'll give them time to introduce themselves. I also have a team of support staff. Let me also request them to come forward because we cannot be here without them. They are our team. So the support staff, please come forward and join us.
A team eyeridara lya Ishakoti eseretwa mibiri embere nabama basaba and
reminding them that the Chief Magistrate Court of Kasese is a corrupt-free court, and we've made deliberate, we have taken deliberate steps, put in place policies to ensure that we speak, we implement the corrupt-free policy that we talk about. One of the things we've put in place to ensure that the litigants know who we are, they know the court clerks, they know the process servers, they know the judicial officers. We came up with now the lawyers who have been talking about issues of bush lawyers. Kasese has unique challenges in that previously we also had challenges of what I would call bush court staff and bush judicial officers. Now these are people from within the community who hold out as judicial officers or court staff. They hold out and then they go to the community, to the litigants, and they start demanding, give us this and this, give us this money, then we shall do this and this. So what I did as the Chief Magistrate, I came up with this. Now this is a staff chart displaying all the judicial officers under Kasese Chief Magistrate Court. all the court support staff so that the litigants are aware of the people and the judicial officers working within the court.
Ati Kasese no nekwenene ende hano suwangahereza sente cy'umuramuzi kandi butsibu obo abandu abakayahuramu abaramuzi kutse bayahuramu abakoli bekoti kandi se bale batabya na habwe cyo lihikereri echo aberekora ekintu kyamusamalire
addressing the issues and the challenges that we identified and we went out to address. I actually have litigants who appear in my court and they tell me that somebody came in my community and said they were demanding for money in a court, but I know your policy and I know your judicial officers. I know that you don't demand for bribes. So it has gone a long way in addressing the problem of bush practitioners outside there. I'm glad and I'm happy to welcome the High Court at Kasese Chief Magistrate Court. As the Chief Magistrate, we are happy to host the High Court. However, as the landlady, I hope we won't host them for a very long time. I hope through your office, the construction of the High Court will commence soon. The district has been quite generous. They have offered land to the judiciary for the construction of the High Court, 1 acre, a very strategic prime piece of land just across the fence of the Chief Magistrate Court. So I hope construction will commence soon, because as a landlady, if it takes a little bit longer, we may start charging judiciary rent for hosting the High Court. Permit me, my Lord, to allow the judicial officers and the support staff to introduce themselves.
And observe, my Lord. My name is Kasese Ivan, my Lord, acting Deputy Registrar, Kasese High Court. Allow me to welcome the guest of honor and his entourage to Kasese High Court Circuit. My Lord, you are most welcome.
Mabitura bimwabitsombe kandi amatwaro kutukubono eretangero mwene mukuru ndi nyamwanga sinja kamwichano abohoro ekiro kya munabi.
Time is fast spent, but I have to appreciate God Almighty for allowing us to see this day. I would also like to appreciate you, my Lord, our dear guest of honor, for allowing to come and officiate this function. The people of Kasese are indeed blessed. My Lord, we are so humble and so grateful.
Amasinja umwene mukuru yasinja rituheri obutuku mundawute mibiri minene obwerbi hanu neto kiru kya munabwire ende kandi twe bandu be Kasese nyamuhanga biri tuhumuisa munene ahaba kiru kya munabwire.
My Lord, through you, I would like to extend our appreciation to the top management of judiciary for bringing justice services closer to the people of Kasese. This will make it convenient for the people of Kasese to access our services. It will also be cheap and less tiresome for the people of Kasese, my Lord, to access justice.
Akasinga ekitongole ky'obulamuzi ahabwa omwisono owabehereriwe koti abanyakasese Kasese tulitibe no mu High Court eno, by the way, nereka lyakabwindi ekyo kikindi keyokwa butuku batwe tukakolesha tukaronde High Court kandi hawo manesha sente cyatwe tukakolesha.
My Lord, this will in a long run ensure timely delivery of justice to our people in Kasese, which has not been the case due to the long distance. I would like to appreciate the Honorable the Chief Registrar for ensuring that this day happens, my Lord. My Lord, the guest of honor, when I first came to Kasese in November last year to inspect the court premises and make a status report, there was literally nothing to report. But through the able guidance of the Chief Registrar, my Lord, we are here today launching Kasese High Court.
Ende akasimo bwembembe tyabo mu level lya mukuru owe shakoti sheridara lye High Court ahabereranga ndekiro kya munabwire kya mabyaho ende kande omurundo okubanza owatu mawa hano ndya saleberera ye Kasese kwa nenga twangana tokererya mu High Court abereka ikahano mwaburanga buwatichi mwaburanga handekera bakamabewe ati amasangana hachi ndibeto kanze risima omulebereri oyo owesha koti sheridara lye High Court ahabwa mani manene awabiri hiramu erangerende ekiro kya munabwire kya mahika kandi kya mabya kitya oyo twangana mbanda bandero mwabya.
My appreciation also goes to the head of Circuit Fort Portal High Court, Honorable Vincent Ime Mugabo, the resident judge for Portal High Court, Honorable Vincent Mugabo, Vincent Wagona, apologies. His Worship Matenga Dawa, my brother, please stand up for recognition again. My Lord, the guest of honor, I shared chambers with my colleague for all the time I was in Fort Portal, and we did not in any way conflict. He instead mentored me. In fact, most lawyers who would appear before us would say we are going to appear before a panel of 2 registrars. Thank you so much for accommodating me, for accommodating us. We are so grateful.
The
resident judge, Kasese High Court, my Lord, the passion for justice you have exhibited, the hard work under you, my Lord, are very appreciative. Thank you so much.
Akasingaya omuramuzi mukuru yababiri tuhererya ahabo obulingiriranya bw'amahikibwa kwa bandu kandi akatukangana n'abakoli abakakora hesesewe bakasima emekorere yiwe kandi bakabonenya.
Your Worship, Ojok Betty, we appreciate you. You have allowed it to be inconvenienced, but to accommodate the High Court. And I pray that your prayers have been heard. Very soon we shall be laying a foundation stone, and we live in peace.
Amasima omuramuzi owe koti eyi ahabwa erikiriria erihuma kitumbi kiwe kyabiri huma ndya sinja erikiriria High Court ikatandikira hano endebeto akatuumaya ndo mwabera betebya ha na tumusenge bakayabanda mu mwahalya bangayimba hali hayindi koti.
And to the people of Kasese, our bosses, thank you so much for coming. First of all, thank you so much for receiving us. Thank you so much for believing in us. Thank you so much for working with us. I promise that we shall give the utmost excellence of the services. My Lord, I believe Kasese High Court can be a model High Court circuit, even when it is just launching today.
And abantu be Kasese mwasinja echo kubanza habwe lyasa mwasinja ekiriria nde High Court ibi hano mwasinja erikiririo mwabandu abahereri birwe obu obutochi obwerekora ende kandi akanzeri bawumya ende bakende bayecha kubulingirirania omuteka sororo neriba kandi nde Kasese ekindi byechererangererako omwa Uganda yosi High Court ngaikakora yete.
An information desk at the entrance. Anytime you have any query, any issue, feel free to come. You will find an officer. We shall soon be giving out a phone contact. Make use of our services. We are here to serve you.
ende hane ahirikiria emerenge yenyu halia hambere halia wamabe utekeribu wangana chikiria halia hakende hani omundu oyokende byakabahorekerere nero kanno butuku bukibya bukayongerera ende mbere bakende bahicha kwe namba yesimu eya wangana tera wamabe ute wangasa ukayikira.
My Lord, once again, allow me to welcome you to Kasese. We are so grateful. Here we say, Wasinja. Thank you so much.
Yes, and I have told them that in a bid to improve public relations, they have agreed to give me that people of Kasese are one with us, and we love you so much. My Lord, this is a very wonderful day, and it takes the whole district leadership, Kasese local government, to come and make his remarks, and after he will invite the resident district commissioner also to make his remarks.
Ukwabo tukubu no tukayamulekera omukania wa chama nilo C5 or edition.
The principal judge and your entourage, the judges present for Poto Circuit and Kasese Circuit, protocol observed, ladies and gentlemen.
Amatangera bayini bakuru ngokwama batondoora ndini nywabo osimwa sinja.
Muhindi Bukombi is my name, district chairperson Kasese. Together with me, I have come with the members of the district executive with an apology of one of the secretary for social services, but I have also come with the speaker of the district council.
Ekiro kya munabwire asire na abamemba b'executive chiwe harimo omuyoto tatokera byawe kandi abere sabereranyerwa aliwe kandi nembuyi council district na ile hane ekiro kya munabwire.
Our chief guest for us as Kasese leadership, we are really very, very happy to witness at this function when you are launching the High Court of Kasese.
Ende ngobe mbembetia obe district ya Kasese bawote lebo nyaherwale na kutsebo ahaba rangiro mweni mukuru akayikana ekiro kya munabwire akazahire libwe yokwechungurwa eri High Court eno Kasese.
Immediately we were sworn in as the leaders of Kasese on the 19th of May 2021. One of the issues that we had on our agenda was how do the people of Kasese access High Court services.
Babere banabirahiribwa ebiru 19 okwezi kwa katano 2022 na muwum ekyuma kyo kwa bandu bekurebya babahire mbere lyabyerangera abandu be Kasese ngabangatunga bate obuherezya obwekoti eyatwamatunga munabwi.
Our people in Kasese, whenever they would go for High Court services in Fort Portal, some of them would fail transit and money for transport, upkeep in Fort Portal, and at the end of the day, they would give up and they lose the cases as a result of not attending course.
Indi abamabo kwa bandu beto Kasese mono banaba matwale misangu yetoro ekikabakarera obondere bana mauru awakiba hichayo kuti amabe werikeshayo akasenda kangamura lyayo na habo echo abawuma banabye misango yabo iba ni musingwayo kutsene mubengwa ahabo ebendo ebisusire ngene.
It was on that ground with guidance from your staff here that we requested that the Ministry of Justice and Constitutional Affairs considers Kasese to have a High Court circuit.
Endere kwa manane ebyo mucharenge kanibwa kandere kolongana hauma na bakolya bale hano omachifu magistrate ne hano chamikiri bintu basabe ministry eyo bulingiriranya neruwa nyeberayero ende yirenge kanayo okurangende Kasese na yamatunge High Court.
And we were well guided because they tipped us of what is required to have a High Court circuit, and one of the requirements was having land, and we did not hesitate looking into that. We used our prerogative as leaders of the district and say whatever it takes, however big piece of land will be, we shall offer that peace. And I want to report that we gave 1 acre and we have already handed over the title to the officers of the High Court.
Eka ebakolesha obutocho wabawete erangendelitaka hika ngoma yamahiri wa Rwanda ukwalitakali district erangerende ekoti yanganahimbwa ukitaka elio.
My Lord, I want to thank you. You've answered our pillars of NRM government where we talk of delivering justice and equity.
Ende akanze lisinjo omwene mukuru ahaba ekiro kya munabwire lyowa emesabe y'abanyakasese kandi kikahikereraya ebyomabye okwa ekitembe kye NRM ebyayikikirirayamu erihicho bulingirirania okwabandu.
I want to thank you for really assuring that the NRM manifesto is implemented by playing your mandate.
Endo wasija kutsibu mwene mukuru erangerende manifesto ya NRM yamahikerera nayo mwikolesha ofisi yewe.
And I want to say we shall continue as the leadership of Kasese to support this High Court, and we are looking forward to receiving good services. We have already tested the good services of the Chief Magistrate that has been working in Kasese High Court, in Kasese Court.
And ebongo kwembembe chokwe district bakaumaya ndabakende mbere nerihereria echo sechangaita isibwa erangerende koti yano ikakura kandi bakarengekanaya endinge koti yeridara lya hesi Chief Magistrate gokwina rweka icho bulingirirania bokwabandu ne koti endeka sekiro kya munabwire kwina mwende korayetia erangerende bulingirirania wa maiko kwa bataka.
My Lord, this function has been an eye-opener for us as the leadership of Kasese, because sometimes we have been dragged in courts of law, but by people who claim to be lawyers, advocates, but today we have seen who the advocates are, and I believe we shall be able now to know who is who at a particular time.
Ndi abantu banalo akatebatebwa eyo nabaloya nahabwe tuchama korandeke abataka eremenyerera ne bahayi abikiririwe eretongana misango kandi baotesha baruha.
My Lord, I have really loved the way the Chief Magistrate has been doing our work in a transparent form by even displaying information saying no payment, no what, by having the posters of people who are working in the office was one way to guard against masqueraders who would be playing foul games against our people. And we want to encourage that the High Court borrows the leaf from that so that really we move in that direction of fighting corrupt people.
And I can't risinja omuramuzo yuwe hano ya Chief Magistrate. Ahabu riro butsuriswe okwiranizya enguzi ndi abere mubiri oyo na yaberangirawo kandi akaze risima emekorere yewe eyirikanganya abakoli abosi okwakipapure mwamenyera mutya bakakora ba ndekyo kikawatikaya erusha bakayahura cyabate nere kandi icyongererirwanisha abandu ereria ebete byabo.
To the district and also express the happiness we have as leaders to witness this memorable function of having a High Court in Kasese.
Ndio mubiri wo munene rwere mutangerero mwene mukuru ndi sinjeri hike Kasese kandi nere samarera ekiroto ky'abanyakasese kujya mahikerera ekiro kya munabwire.
And I want to thank you as government. You have answered a question that I had, because my predecessor who's the translator now, and my competitor, my brother Masereka Chan, I told them, now that I have come in power, I will make sure we work hand in hand with you and we bring services that will employ you to continue doing work.
And the Chane Yorian Hangana Kurangiri. Or you women and I on my primary Shenaremo, Nainjasinga, Mato Verate, Akaya to Kwanganaya, and Nokobianga sauce, Bama Biki.
And I want to thank them because they also kept on tipping me on what we can do in order to have a High Court here.
The Bakante Rongere to Sima, Condena to Mutaka to Nemuwera, Nichahai, the Chak and the Kora.
And for us in Kasese, that's how we do our things.
Kande Kasese, Utuka Koratu Tia.
Having said that, I just want to request you, my Lord, our chief guest, that you allow me, on the behalf of Kasese District Local Government, to give this certificate of recognition to Her Worship Ojok Betty for her tireless work that she has offered to the people of Kasese, and this has come as a result of the Awards and Sanction Framework 2019. With your permission, let me call Her Worship Ojok Betty to come and receive this. On the behalf of the people of Kasese and on my own behalf, I hereby hand over this certificate to Her Worship Ojok Betty for her excellent performance in ensuring that we deliver justice in Kasese. May God bless you.
Ekisembo ekyamahererwa omulamuzi oyu ahabwa erisima emikolere yiwe emibuya ererangirira obulingirirania bukayiko kwa bantu.
Having said that, allow me.
Thank you so much. My name is Hamnat Wela. I'm the district vice chairperson Kasese.
Oyo wakabiro kuchairman ni ya Hamnat Wela.
My Lord, my name is Muhindi Eliphaz Bukombi, Secretary Social Services, Kasese District.
Oyo wa ebintu ebikayiko kwa bantu nga masukuru, amasipatala n'ebindi.
My Lord, my name is Sharon Mosochi. I'm the Secretary Finance, Planning and Administration. Thank you.
Oyo kambo kwa Kasente Kosike District.
My Lord, my name is Mayora Johnson, the District Speaker.
Oyo yembuyi eyekaso yekasese.
My Lord, thank you so much for accepting to come and preside over this function. You are most welcome. In Rukonzo say, wasinja kutsebu, wasinja eliasa, omuka madia now.
Spoken. And I will only add 2 or 3 points. And there. First of all, I was looking at the Millennium Development Goals, 8 of them, and it came to my mind that the whole of the United Nations forgot one thing: access to justice. They should have been 9, I think they stopped at 8.
And ebijabida nebya bikanibwa akikanya bintu bike kutse becho chokubanza mwaka kalengekanya kwa ebintu ebitolelere hikwako ebyabe uwebyo sibyo mwacho obikiriraniza yako byabya abendo munana alwo makaka bisoma mwamabura echeri hicha eshakoti sya kuina abantu ndana habo choko ndibyangabere mwene.
We are very grateful that the judiciary in Uganda has brought us this High Court circuit, Kasese.
And tutsemire kutsemunga abanyakasese ende kitongole ky'obulamuzi omwakyo okyeta kyamatuletera ekoti eno ekiru kya munabwiri.
We have already been working so well with the Chief Magisterial District.
And I
want to thank them for their cooperation.
And akabasima ahabwa erekorale boya eliabo eliabo bakakora hao mane office ya RDC.
We have consulted the Chief Magistrate and the others so often.
Ndio butukubu nene bakayigura ya kwa muramuzi wetu Chief Magistrate mwameberere koreramu emibiri.
We happen not to have had backgrounds in the law, in studying the law, but we end up handling issues that require justice every day.
And evo omweba hiraho mu office yabo bakabese bawote kisomo ekyererayo betukandisha office yabo sikabese n'umutunga abantu bakayikaye ebyabakaleta ebyeberayo.
We are grateful that the Chief Magistrate and the rest of the staff have been helpful whenever we approach them for counsel.
Ndibo muramuzi Chief Magistrate oyo obutuko obunene abiri waticha kutsebo nabakoli bewe eranganda bakahabura office ya RDC emyatse y'amase yayunga yagakorwa yeti.
So while therefore I thank Kasese District Local Government for giving her a written piece of appreciation, I would like to emphasize, and if I don't say this, I will not have spoken. If there was a way that we could write somewhere that our Chief Magistrate, Her Worship, Ojok Betty, be elevated to a High Court judge, please, I have already said it.
Amasima obwembembete bwe district ya Kasese ahabo irehereria omuramuzi wetu oyu ya kisosekana kisembe kyabama muhereria betu kande nayo amarabya omulenge ende abantu abakakora ndeke ng'omulamuzi oyu bangana kulibwa nereba naye bamu batusamba ekitumbe kyawo.
Your Lordship, if you didn't know it, kindly know it from today here, that there are a lot of complaints by the community against the judiciary when it comes to questions of bribery. But in Kasese, this lady here has changed the story. People even fear to bring bribes to her.
And omulamuzi mukulu amenye munabwire ndi abantu banene banawutere eretendisime mikolere ya abaramuzi kukira muno kwa ruhande rwe ere haya kasende ere wolerera ende becho akimenye munabwire omwene mukulu ndi Kasese omulamuzi oyu amabere waticherera ngerende ebere wolerera bekawa kandi n'abantu basayire kutsebu ere sayale ndibanga namuletera kasende kandi ne mazeme.
Secondly, Your Lordship, Kasese is such a large district with a complicated terrain, where, for example, there is a very, if you look at the map, you will see a very nearby sub-county called Mahango, where the cost of going to Mahango from here is equivalent to the cost of reaching Kampala. You can see how complicated communication is here.
Ende Kasese omwene mukuru akimenye ende yere emebere ikalire ne mwanya owakalire likamu ende anga aliyaleba kwa mapo aliende samarera omwanya egombole yabakawura mu mahango wamabi ukayayo nare sobora wangana kolise zente sikutware Kampala.
But there is equally another place called Kasenyi in the national park. These are places where, unless you have got these services here, judicial services here, justice may never reach our people.
And harino wote mwanyango we Kasenyi kitalwe ende ekitongole ky'obulamuzi mukikali yererete high court ya hano Kasese abantu abe Kasenyi kwenda banganane likibwako obulingirirania obwekitongole ky'obulamuzi.
By reassuring you that Kasese is safe and the presence of our security agencies here, who unfortunately I apologize for not having introduced them at the start. You have the regional police commander. Kasese itself is a region with 4 police divisions, and I hope the DPCs are all here. We have the UPDF, we have a whole brigade in charge of this area, and we have the biggest number of prison farms in Uganda. I think it was deliberate in the 60s, but the division for prisons commander should be here. Okay, thank you very much. To our people that we have had a milestone today, that justice that they had to go for in for portal. And actually, if you looked at I think the way I call it cause list, you reach for portal and you see that on the cause list, if there are 8 items, 6 are from Kasese.
Privilege to stand here as the first resident judge in Kasese High Court Circuit, and I do not take it as something very small. I really am humbled to be the pioneer in this regard, and I realize that as much as the High Court Circuit is starting off and is being pioneered, there is already something of fairly big shoes to fill, as much as the shoes have been occupied by my junior sister, the Chief Magistrate at the High Court Circuit in Kasese. Will continue in the same spirit, and we shall continue to provide the kind of services that you've come to expect from the judiciary, as exemplified by our colleagues in the magistrate court. My Lord, for avoidance of doubt and given the trend of transparency that was started by the Chief Magistrate, I would want to fully introduce myself, my names being David Samson Makumbi. The reason I am laying out all those names was because at the time when I was initially appointed, Justice Mugabo, who is my contemporary at the law school, had to try to inquire and find out, are you the same person whose names we are reading in the newspaper? Because he saw names that he had not seen before at the time of appointment. So for avoidance of doubt, the names that I've outlined are the names that belong to me. So if anybody comes to you and says that the judge is called by any other names, please, you reject them with the contempt that they deserve. The circuit has in principle been functional since September of 2023, having initially been graciously accommodated in the Fort Portal High Court Circuit premises as logistical arrangements were finalized for the circuit to commence operations on the ground here in Kasese. The circuit effectively commenced operations on the ground in April of 2024 after the migration of the registry. At that time, the circuit has primarily been active mainly in criminal sessions, of which so far we have handled 2, 1 to completion and 1 is still ongoing. Indeed, a reflection of the situation on the ground, as noted by my colleague, that there is quite a lot of work to be done in the criminal justice aspect as far as the High Court is concerned here in Kasese. This is not to say that there is no work when it comes to the civil matters here in Kasese High Court Circuit. And my Lord, I am pleased to inform you that there is a lot of interest that has been shown by the population of Kasese, and it is reflected in the increasing numbers of matters which are being brought before the High Court for litigation. It is already a sign that the population is indeed taking advantage of the fact that services are being brought closer to the people. However, as we take advantage of these services being brought closer to the people, let us not also waste the opportunity where there is chance to have matters resolved through alternative dispute resolution as opposed to protracted litigation before the court. Lord, I would like to inform you that the situation concerning case management and litigation generally in Kasese is manageable. And I believe that if we are to join hands with all the concerned stakeholders, this situation can result in this circuit becoming a model example of expeditious handling of matters, be they criminal or civil, in the district of Kasese. I would like to urge the members of the public to take advantage of the facilities available at the High Court, especially when it comes to filing of your cases, especially for the litigants who are unrepresented. Please do not feel like as though you are on your own. Even as you bring in your cases, you can always seek support, and we will connect you to the necessary people who can guide you on how best you can ensure that you file the correct paperwork and you avoid putting in unnecessary litigation, which may end up also cluttering and causing backlog at the courts. I would like to express our sincere gratitude to the judiciary leadership for the support so far for the circuit. I also take the opportunity to thank the Chief Magistrate Kasese and the staff at the circuit for all the efforts and support this far, because without their support and cooperation, this launch would not have been possible. I would also like to thank the district leadership in Kasese in a special way for having moved in record time to provide land for the building of the Kasese High Court Circuit premises. Actually go a very long way in laying a strong foundation for the operations of the High Court in Kasese and beyond. In the future, we also hope and pray that there will be increasing support from the stakeholders, especially when it comes to the provision of state attorneys to support the operations of the High Court, both in terms of criminal matters and civil matters. Despite the potential challenges, I am still optimistic that if we utilize the available alternative strategies, such as pre-bargaining camps and also the alternative dispute resolution approaches in civil matters, we will find that we will be able to make a lot of headway as a circuit here in Kasese. To that extent, we will be soon calling upon the members of the public here in Kasese who have matters that are pending before the High Court. We will be calling upon those who are interested to take advantage of alternative dispute resolution to register, so that we can try to give as much priority as possible to the speedy resolution of your cases through mediation and other approaches. Even those who are incarcerated and have pending criminal matters, you are also not informed that you have the right to, if you need to enter into plea bargaining. And then these are the approaches which I believe at the end of the day will ensure that Kasese High Court Circuit continues to be a success story right from the word go. Conclude without recognizing the invaluable support extended to us by our mother circuit, Fort Portal High Court Circuit. Both I and the Deputy Registrar have benefited greatly from the guidance, advice, and support of our senior colleagues. And I can say that without their support, a lot of the progress so far would not have been possible. In light of the above, I would like to conclude that by saying that while the task ahead is challenging, it is not an impossible task. With the help of all our stakeholders, it is my strong belief that this circuit will be a model circuit. And stakeholders to remain committed to ensuring that the judicial process here at the circuit is utilized correctly and is not unduly incapacitated with matters which could be so easily resolved with proper application of ADR. James Baldwin, an American writer and civil rights activist, he states, and I quote, "If one really wishes to know how justice is administered in a country, one does not question the policemen, the lawyers, the judges, or the protected members of the middle class. One goes to the unprotected, those precisely who need the law's protection, and listens to their testimony." Been highlighted by the Chief Registrar. Judicial power is derived from the people. It is therefore my sincere hope that this circuit will, by the testimony of you, the people here in Kasese, be a testament to the effective administration of justice in this part of the country.
On my own behalf, I warmly welcome you all to the official launch of Kasese High Court Circuit. And express my profound gratitude to all of you for having found time amidst your busy schedules to come and witness this very significant occasion of the official launch of High Court Circuit at Kasese. Let me start by thanking the district for offering land to us. When we are planning for the next circuits to build, we look at we gather titles and then we put them on the table, and those who have not given us definitely take the last opportunity. You can be sure that you will be the next priority since we already have a title, and I thank you for your efficiency. And thank the landlady for accommodating the High Court. Landlady, you know there are those landladies who will pass by and say, "Oh, so you are eating meat, eh?" You know, that's an indication that maybe next time you will be evicted if you, or she will increase the rent the following month after finding you eating meat. I want to remind you that there is a loan comparison acquisition. And then officers should borrow relief from what has been transpiring here, that the people should appreciate. I remember one time, I think there was a judicial officer here. I was receiving complaints almost every week, and now I no longer receive any, so I'm asleep on Kasese. I also sleep and rest. Kasese High Court Circuit is part of the 18 new High Court circuits that the judiciary established last year. A High Court to the other new High Court circuits operationalized at Bushenyi, Kitugum, and Chiboga. In years, the judiciary was always concerned that the High Court circuit at Port Portal was far away from our people in the Kasese district who had to travel for a very long distance to be able to access services of the High Court. I can imagine someone coming from the mountains up there, going to Fort Portal. First of all, the time it takes from there to here to get a vehicle, then from here to Fort Portal. In most cases, you find the court has already dismissed your case. We have prioritized operationalization of this new High Court circuit to eliminate that hardship. The judiciary is very committed to taking the High Court nearer to the people across the whole country. A judge of Kasese High Court circuit today is a testimony of that commitment. The judiciary also wants to make it very convenient for our people to access judicial services at all levels of the hierarchy of courts. Thus, plans are also underway to establish Court of Appeal circuits in selected regions in the country. As you may be aware, every district is now designated a magisterial area, and every constituency is in this country has at least a designated magistrate grade 1 court. Some of these courts are not yet operationalized, but we have a plan to operationalizing all the designated courts in the short and medium term. As a full-time resident judge, and has also been provided with essential support staff to assist the resident judge to serve our people. Ekoti ni abere muramuzi oyitendera katisa rwahande arwakasikala hano akasabyaho kandi babiri mwerera abawaticha abakaunza abatolere mutokesha arekore mibiri yewo. We guarantee that the circuit is very ready to serve you, and I call upon people of Kasese to use the High Court circuit maximally. Kasese High Court circuit is the only circuit that covers only one district, so you can see you are very special. All new cases arising from Kasese district and falling within the jurisdiction of the High Court must be filed at the High Court circuit for hearing and determination. Don't go back for to file cases, you file them here. Either not heard or still proceeding, they have been transferred here, so you also need to come here. If you find your case is not here, then you should let the registrar know so that they can call for the file from the other side and bring it here. Including those which were complete, they also brought the files here. So if you want to appeal or you have anything you want to consult on your case which was completed in Fort Portal, you come here. I call upon all staff of judiciary in this circuit to serve our people with distinction by making it a priority for the people of Kasese to have excellent courts resting on these pillars. Number 1, trial and hearing date certainty. Should come to court when they are coming back, when their case will end. All that should be given to them in time. Number 2, efficiency. That is timely hearing and disposal of cases coupled with timely delivery of judgments rulings by our judicial officers. That is within 60 days after completion of hearing. Number 3, the culture of service and customer care. People should feel comfortable when they come to our courts. We have not yet reached the level where we provide UT and all that, because if we do that, then the people in the neighborhood will just come to attend court, take care and go back when they have no cases. But we want the customer care within our premises, so that when a person comes around, the litigant should feel at home, that not scared that I'm in a place where I'm likely to be arrested in this court.
Bwana chakane checherangera indie siasente siserendura byara omelangire ndyokuhereze bameko kwa bantu kabisa abya 10 echabere hendure byare indie amatema akuwa munabwire indie Kasese echo chabereke. And indeed, my lord, that is true.
Number of alternative dispute resolution mechanisms like pre-bargaining, mediation, conciliation, among others, in order to encourage reconciliation, which is embedded in most of Uganda's cultures. And on this, I want to say that you have a cultural institution, and within that institution, you can easily use it for purposes of mediating people who have disputes. You have religious leaders here, you have RDCs, you have LOCs, all those can mediate. You have retired people like Ruatoro, although I don't know whether he would do it for free, but we employed him for all that long and made his life comfortable after retirement, so he should also assist. So just instead of coming to court here wasting time, you can easily solve those problems, like family matters. 2 brothers quarreling. Why do you come to disturb the judge to help you solve your quarrel when you can go to your uncle or to your grandfather and coordination and collaboration in order to ascertain justice needs of our people to be able to serve them better? And I'm glad that the district, the RDC, and the entire team, including the member of parliament, have been clearly indicating that they are working well with the judicial officers. That is what I expect. The old days of judicial officers being isolated and insulated from the members of the public is what we shun these days. You cannot serve people when you don't meet them, when you don't know their needs. So, in the past, judges were instructed, even when you are walking, you are not supposed to look aside. You are supposed to walk looking down, because you can look aside and then someone waves to you and then they say, he knows him. But we have discouraged that completely. Now we have DCC. All those meetings are intended to ensure that we understand the people's needs. Our bosses are the people. Now, how do you hide away from your boss who you are supposed to serve? So we have discouraged that. So we expect that judicial officers should interact with our stakeholders. The regional sensitizing of our people about judicial services offered by courts. This can be done through radios and television stations within the area. And on this note, I request the RDC, LC5 chairman, I know you have airtime. Give our judicial officers airtime to talk to our people and let them know our procedures. Sometimes they can be complex. So they help people to understand how to solve their problems. And the leaders of the mosques, you can easily also, like on a Sunday or on a Friday, grant one of our judicial officers 5 minutes to talk to the people before you conclude your prayers. I assure you that the judiciary will continue prioritizing the justice needs of all court users. Easily accessible by all Ugandans, we shall not only ensure easy access to the courts, but also make the courts centers of excellent judicial services that foster justice for all. I thank you all for listening to me, for God and my country.
Of authority, our matters close, because we shall be signing.
Okay. By cutting this ribbon, I hereby declare the the High Court of Kasese officially open.
Ndio mwisara akatabyako amabiri wumira inde koti ya Kasese elituka munabwire bayamachungurwa butongora abechikebe bale bojo kamnale mzaho toroko.
I will append my signature on this board as a sign of opening of this circuit.
Ama yesakere manyisinde koti yetu ya machungurwa echiro cha munabwire nyamwanga sinja kutseba
1 month.
Omulamuzi wetu
testament that yes, today
nayabayira kwe chitunduro
High Court is
instruments of authority to him, and request the person concerned it will indicate that this document has entered our court system, which when litigants come to court, they must swear by this Bible. The second document is the Quran. When those of the Islamic faith come to this court, they must swear by this. They must affirm by this book, the holy book, the Quran.
Dini nyobote kwa bwenjisubole hanwe ye bamatwe Bible ne Quran vesa.
Then we have registers. These registers that when you come to court, we put all the information in these registers and they are accessible to the public. So you can hand over them to him. So anytime you come to court, you will find your information in these registers. There are different registers, which I'm not going to explain now. The rest can then join in, and especially the judges and then the district, you can join in and sign. Thank you so much.
That he was present and testifies to this launch.